Morning and welcome to your Daily Sparks. What would you ask for if God said you could have anything? Well, in 1 Kings 3, that's exactly what he asked King Solomon. He'd just been given the equivalent of a divine blank check. So what amount would he write on it? Would he ask for fame, for long life, for wealth? Well, given the same opportunity, what would you ask for? Solomon paused long enough to review the events, and it brought him to this moment. He expressed humble gratitude over the legacy of God that he'd preserved through his father David, and he acknowledged God's mighty power in forming a great people, and he admitted his awareness of the difficulties that he faced as a leader and the difference between his abilities and the task before him. He confessed his ineptness, if you like. Solomon made a God-centered request at God's invitation when I said, "What can I do for you?" He identified God as the source of understanding and discernment. He recognized God's divine ownership over the people he was called to lead, and he acknowledged his own inability to govern such a people. He asked God's provision and God's participation in his leadership. And God answered with much more. So if the wisest king that ever lived bowed in humble adoration before Almighty God, you will be wise to follow Solomon's example. Like Solomon, you need to have wisdom that you know you don't have. And it's not a bad place to be. You know, you should have a deep and humble desire to serve God and to be used by him. And if God asks you whatever you want, just say you want him. Because as Solomon found, when he asked God humbly for wisdom to govern the people, God gave him all of the wealth and the long life and everything else. You can't outgive God. Turn to him and ask him for wisdom, because wisdom is God's understanding applied to your life. We'll see you tomorrow in Sparks.